Can I just say to you, Chris, this Tamworth Music Festival. Now, Gladys Berejiklian announced last week she's going to put 3 senior ministers together to be focused on what New South Wales can do into the future. You've got the Tamworth Music Festival called off because they can't meet the Berejiklian government's rules in relation to coronavirus. Chris, your views?
Well, I mean, it's a tough one for Tamworth. I think it has about 50,000 guests every year at the Country Music Festival. They've got an older than average population in Tamworth compared to the rest of the state. I guess they've made a tough call in relation to this.
But Chris, can't you ask individual people to look after their own health? Why the hell? I don't want you telling me what's in my best interest for my health. I don't want Scott Morrison either. But we know that 99% of these cases are mild. And this damn thing is in January. Are we going to be in lockdown until January?
Well, look, I think that is a big concern. I saw the statistics in France today. So in June, they dropped to about 100 cases a day. They had 8,000 cases yesterday in France. But crucially, I think this is of interest to you, Alan, the mortality rate. You'll be interested. I'm going to say the opposite. The mortality rate has dropped, so it's not commensurate with 8,000. It means.
Come off it. There's 451 people, Chris. There's 451 people die in Australia every day.
Separating older people. They're separating older people.
Well, they can look after themselves. They know that. They know that.
They tried this in England at the beginning, Alan.
I don't want you looking after my health, I can tell you. Gareth Ward.
I wouldn't dream of it, Alan. I wouldn't dream of it.
Well, you are. Gareth Ward, Gladys Berejiklian.
I don't know how you compare Tamworth to France, but look, what I'd say is
I agree.
The more open, the better. And as a regional MP, I want people to come to our region. But there is a corollary,
Alan.
Alan.
Gladys Berejiklian doesn't. She wants everything to be locked down.
Hold on, Alan. We had a situation recently where, well, that's not the case, Alan. I'll come back to that. But look, we had a situation recently in my part of the world where someone went and got a COVID test. They were meant to isolate, but you know what they did? They got in their car and they came down and infected a local business which had to close. So, you know, there's a bit of mutual obligation.
Gareth, can I ask you both?
Our state is doing better than any other state in the nation.
Can I ask you both?
Gladys Berejiklian's leadership.
Can I ask you both? When is a politician going to go on national television and disarm people of this fear and say 99% of all cases are mild? 99%. Scott Morrison said on the 15th of March that. The World Health Organization says it every day. Why are we prospering and promoting alarmism and fear when 99% of all cases are mild? Chris, a quick one from you.
Well, I guess if you're in the 1%, it depends whether you bother by that stat or not. I mean, the problem they've had in the UK is that they couldn't separate people. They couldn't separate people who were vulnerable to the disease from those that weren't because they lived in the same house. And that's just a fact. I wish it wasn't, but that's the situation that we're facing.
God. Oh, Gareth, we're lost in a mire of politicians who love alarmism.
Well, Alan, if you had the same sort of rules that Victoria has in place, we'd still be in lockdown in Sydney. And thank goodness that's not the case.
Well, we are in lockdown. We are in lockdown in Sydney.
You know, Alan,
walk down Macquarie Street. Gareth, walk into the city of Sydney. It's a morgue. Don't say we're not in lockdown. People with venues that could act hospitality for 1,000 people can't open.
We're not saying to people you can only be outside for 2 hours a day. That's just nonsense. That's not the case here at all.
Okay.
And I'd simply say to you, look at the situation in Queensland where a tragedy around a father who's passing away, who's on the verge of death's door, has to choose which child he can see because of Anastasia Palaszczuk's rules. That's not New South Wales.
It's just so unedifying and just completely. The barracking is just embarrassing. Yeah. Genuinely.
Well, I'm telling you, look, that you both are politicians. I'm getting correspondence a mountain every day. The tide is going out on the level of trust that people are prepared to invest in politicians. This is not the right response. And international authorities tell you today it's not the right response. And 99% of people should be told out there if they get the test. But every day we say how many cases there are. We don't say whether they were serious or not. So anyway, look, thank you for your time, both of you. Hey, you look after yourself, Chris, down there in the bubble, and Gareth Ward, thank you for your time.